In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Master of the Day of Requital. Thee do we serve, and Thee do we beseech for help. Guide us on the right path, the path of those upon whom Thou hast bestowed favors, not of those upon whom Thy wrath is brought down, nor of those who go astray. The object of the Muslim prayer. The object of the Muslim prayer, brothers and sisters, is purification of heart, which is necessary for spiritual advancement. The benefit of prayer is that Allah promises many blessings to you if you turn to Him in prayer. Nations are no doubt destroyed when they indulge in evil inordinately and prosper only so long as their good qualities preponderance. I come to you in peace, brothers and sisters. I come to you in peace. And brothers and sisters, I come to you in peace in a difficult time, a difficult hour. For our brothers and sisters, our kind, our kindred are being killed across the country by policemen. It seemed that since the death of George Floyd, that it is becoming even more apparent that more policemen are killing as many people as they possibly can. Brothers and sisters, this is orchestrated. This is an orchestrated effort. And it brings us to the question of why we are doing nothing but marching. We are marching, brothers and sisters, to show our disgust, but our marching feet has done nothing but giving us sore feet. And our songs on these marches have left us with sore throats and left us searching for answers. And we must be plain, brothers and sisters, that we have to do something. That must be plain. And so I'm thankful that something is being done. But I think that we've run the course of marches with the Christian organizations and the civil rights organizations and these socialist organizations. It had run its course. These things have run their course. Now we must look to black revolution. We must look to revolution to deliver us in a time of revolution. This is not a time of democracy. This is not a time of the republic. This is a time of revolution. It's not a time to be socialist. This is a time of revolution. The black man is being killed. The black child is being killed. The black mother is being killed. The black ancestors are being killed for basic things. I want you to understand that this is a revolution. And we're in a time of extreme revolution. And we must understand that. I want you to understand that prior to Emmett Till and even after Emmett Till, all the way to young Tamir Rice, we're involved in a revolution that we had not taken an active part in. From Tamir Rice to Trayvon Martin to Mike Brown, we were involved in a revolution that we had not taken an active stand in as soldiers in a revolution war or revolutionary war. And this must be understood. It must be put into perspective that the time for civil rights have passed. But the time of human rights and revolution is in full bloom, and that is what you're seeing today. Because the black man can no longer hold back what he feels and what he knows he must do. He has no fear as he opened the door to violence. Nonviolence can deliver us, but violence and self-defense can deliver us. Don't let the white man fool you and teach you that you can't get anything through violence. Oh, brothers and sisters, this is very much a mistruth. This is a lie. This is not factual. Everything the white man has gotten, he has gotten it through violence and bloodshed. And you must see this. You must see this. So I'd like to talk to you just from a few points today, brothers and sisters. I won't hold you long, but I must be strong and talk to you about a few things that I've written down. Just a few things for you. And I'm on the same battlefield with you. You know me. I've been on the battlefield and am on the battlefield and take time out from the battlefield to give instructions. Not instructions for you to follow, because I'm no leader. I fight alongside you in this revolution. But to give perspective of where I believe we must be. And brothers and sisters, what you can use it. And if you can't use it, put it down or pass it along. Because we're all leaders in this revolution, and this monster that we're fighting has many heads, and we must have many heads of leadership. There is no one leader in this revolution, but we are many. We are many leaders in this revolution, and we are strong because we're many, brothers and sisters. And I want to say that there's no such thing as one leader. That's the white man's teaching. It's the white man's teaching that there must be one leader, which leads him into wars. It's the white man's teaching that there must be one leader, which leads him into population control. It's the white man teaching that there must be one leader, and one leader of one superior race. And that is the reason why that you and I are in the situation that we're in today. So brothers and sisters, I come to you. I come to you as a brother. I come to you as a brother that is disgruntled. And I come to you in peace. The peace that we will gain once we fight this war on the same battlefield and the same intellect and on the same level that this white man is fighting a war. And I intend to explain these words. I'm not a violent man. I'm a peaceful man. But I've been driven into violence because I can no longer accept our brothers and sisters that are dying on the street, and you must no longer accept this. And that is the reason why you and I around the country are raising armies in every state that are marching and daring the white man to come out armed and fighting, because he knows that we're ready to kill him at any instant. And we're not out of our mind, brothers and sisters. We're angry, but we're not out of our mind. We're angry, but we're not mad. We're angry, but we're not foolish. We're not foolish because we're not going in to kill any innocent white person. But we're after the guilty party, those that have done the killing, where the blood trail leads. And we promise that we won't damage anyone that doesn't deserve it. But we know that there are white factions in America and globally that attack black people and are killing black people throughout. You heard me say earlier that there are tyrants, white tyrants, that have no fear in killing to earn what they must or to gain what they desire. And the black man is going to have to be willing to shed blood. And if we fight, we will win. We don't desire to fight, but we must fight. And if we fight, we will win, brothers and sisters. Don't listen to these cowards and yellow belly and sellouts and blacknecks that tell you that we can't win. Of course, we can win if we fight. God has blessed us with strength and mental ability and agility, athletics beyond anyone else on the planet. And we are direct descendants from the people of God, and we are the people of God and come directly from the hands of God. When I say the people of God and direct descendants from God, I mean just that we are the first created, keepers of this land, people of peace, that have often thought things through before we would have to go to war. But my brothers and sisters, now you know that we must go to war. We have no alternative than to go. So there are understandings that we must have in the light of this. The first understanding that we must have, brothers and sisters, is that we must strengthen our united black front. And I must give praise to Allah and give praise to brothers and sisters that have decided to stand up and fight and unite our black front. It doesn't matter where you come from, whether you come out of the Christian church, the Christian community, or whether you come out of the Muslim temple or mosque or the Muslim community. It doesn't matter whether you're a revolutionary or whether you are nothing. The white man is killing you. He's not looking for a specific black man to kill, but he's killing whatever black man he can find, and he's killing whoever he can get away with it. Or rather get away with. The black, the brown, the red, and the yellow communities are going through the same thing. Don't let that white man fool you. He has us divided at the moment, but we're quickly coming together. All the oppressed people of the world are quickly coming together. And we must understand that we must have a united black front. That the red man, the brown man, and the yellow man can come and learn from and join and aid us so we can aid them in this difficult time. Because they're killing us all, brothers and sisters. And I want you to know why. The white man is a minority today, and he's decreasing even more so. And it's for three chief reasons. And among those chief reasons are other reasons in betwixt. But there are three chief reasons that the white man wants to kill you. First of all, the white man wants to kill you because he's a minority in the population of the global planet. That's right. The white man is a minority. You've often heard it said that the white man was a majority, but this is a lie. This is a lie that he told to you through census. And proof of which, he's constantly searching for census and giving census because he doesn't really know how vast the population of the black people are until just recently. And he's realized that the black population is 4/5 of the global population. He's finally accepted that. And he can't lie to himself any longer, and he can't lie to us, because no matter where you go, you see more darker-skinned people than you see of white people. And this is a fact, brothers and sisters. So I'm speaking facts to you today. And not only that, but when he goes anywhere else, if he ain't got to worry about the black man being great population, then he's worried about the brown man being in great population. This is a fact, brothers and sisters, no matter where you go. And you can check this. Don't just take it from my lips, but search it for yourself so that you will find out that I'm telling the truth. Not only that, but when he goes around the country and he's not worried about the black and brown man, then his eyes is caught by the yellow man. The yellow man is growing in vast population and also growing in his own individual intelligence, and he's growing in his population. And he wants some independence himself in this country. And not only that, but the red man who's a native to this country along with the black man, the red man is growing in population, and the red man is growing in independence, and the red man is also growing in technology, and it's growing in every possible way that the black man is growing. And the red man is rising up today. He's not being silenced anymore, but they're standing up. And so you find that the black man is standing up, and because the black man is standing up, other people that are oppressed have found a reason to stand up. And this is the reason why the white man has to keep you under control. The second thing that you see is that because of lesbianism and because of homosexuality and this freedom that the white man has given, which came through Barack Obama for self-expression in the area of LGBT, the white man has stopped producing children. Not only has he stopped producing children, but his production is rated at -0. And you have to understand that if it doesn't make the socialists worry, it damn sure make the racists worry. Now the racist is worrying because he knows everything that he's done to you. He knows what this country has been built upon, and they see it's changing. And so when Donald Trump tells you that he's want to make America great again, and he talk about his MAGA group, this is an actual fear. He is speaking the fear of the average white American, no matter how moderate he is. And you have to understand that, brothers and sisters. So today we must speak truth. But you say that you're out of hot water if you get Donald Trump out of office. I'm afraid that that's untrue too. I beg your pardon, brothers and sisters. I'd like to challenge that as well. If you think that our country is going to be different when Joe Biden get in, you're in for a rude awakening. Because Joe Biden follows along with the socialists. Him as a vice president with Barack Obama fall in as a socialist. And you have many blacks that have been fooled into following the socialist regime. The socialist regime are the ones that control the population. The socialist regime are the ones that signed the bill on population control. If you don't believe that, all you got to do is search Melinda and Bill Gates, Bill Gates, who is the grandson of Margaret Sanger, who is the culprit who created the abortion clinics, or what we call Planned Parenthood control. And you'll find out that these devils are everywhere and that they are shaking hands, and they're shaking hands against you. I don't care if they're Republican or Democrat. I don't care if they're socialists or anti-socialists. I don't care what they are. They're shaking hands against you. You're the one thing that can bring them together, and you're the one thing that they're planning against, because they don't want to lose control of their planet, and they know that they're losing control of their planet because God has given the black man power, and I'm glad. So we must strengthen our united black fronts, brothers and sisters. First of all, we've got to understand that we're black. There's no exceptions in being black, and that's something that Candace Owens, the biggest coon in America today, is going to understand. that at some point even the white man that you're selling out to gets sick of you. So the black man, when you're selling out, the white man is sick of you. He can't even respect nor stand you when you're selling out. He has no respect for you when you'll say or do anything for money, because you're no different from him. So he has no respect for you. But the white man can respect the black man that will stand up to him and tell him to his face what he feels, because at least he knows the black man is not hiding anything. So if the day ever comes when the white man runs up against that man, you know that man is going to fight to save his life and to make him think twice. And that's a fact. So I want you to know that, brothers and sisters. And so we must first understand that we are all black. There's no exceptions. I don't care how much you sell out. There's no exceptions. I remember one campaign that we was on when we were marching with Dr. Coretta King, and this is a fact, over in Alabama, and I was very young at that time in college, and I was following revolutionary tactics and civil rights. And that was a man that when we were marching there, Miss King was not allowed to be there at this march because it's something that we organized on our own. And that was a man marching there with us, a black man that had traded us out when we got into fist fight and club fights. The first time I'd ever been in a fight in my life where I was fighting for my life, fighting back. And at that day, I understood that I was in revolution when I understood that you got black sellouts that are going to this man, telling him the plans, telling him what you're doing, telling him what you're up to. So by the time you get there to do it, he's there to attack you in large force. Or by the time that you get there to do it, you're undermanned, underpowered, and you're outplanned. So we have a new rule today. The new rule that I learned back then is a rule that I give to you today. And I give it to you, brothers. If you can use it, then you use it, brothers and sisters. If you can't, then lay it down or pass it along. And I learned that day that no matter how you're marching, whether you're marching with no guns or marching with guns, this white man is afraid. And it's not your marching that makes him afraid. It's not even really your guns that make him afraid. But the fact that he's dying at an accelerated rate makes him afraid. And he's willing to do whatever it takes to make him gain control. And so he's afraid of you, black man and black woman, because he knows that today is our hour, and today the black sun, the African sun, is rising. And once that sun rises, this shall never set. He knows it. He knows it. He knows that wherever he is, whether it's in Angola, in South Africa, or whether he's in China, whether he's in Mimosa, which is Wuhan, or whether he's in India, or wherever he is went, South America, Canada, wherever he went, he's going to have to get out. Those people are going to force him out. And in order to keep power and control, you have to be a majority. And if you're not a majority in technology, not a majority physically, then you can't control any of these other organizations that you have. And so he's afraid, brothers and sisters. And there's nothing that he can do, nothing that you can do to reassure this man if you're a sellout. And we have something for sellouts. We're not going to deal with you anymore. We have something special for you, because we refuse to be under white tyranny any longer. So you must understand that we're black. And because we're black, we're going to have to fight for a nation that is against the black man, for a global world that is against the black man, for a Western global power structure that is against the black man, for a power structure, a global power structure that is against the black man. My brothers and my sisters, the second thing that I want to say is that we have black, brown, red, and yellow brothers who are in the same position that we're in. They have the same oppressors that we have. And it's time for us to get allies that look something like us, brothers and sisters, because we're in an all-out open revolution. This is open race war. Whether you accept it or not, this is open race war. And so now, no longer do our enemy come to us, but we go to our enemy. And we go to our life, brothers and sisters, not to our death. And though we lose our life, our people will have a place in history. And in the future, you will read, and we'll all read, about the day that the white races was challenged by the oppressed, They will read about the day that the oppressed people brought war to the white races. That is the history that you and I are in today. That is the history that we stand in. And there's no perfect white man. There's not even a white man alive that isn't racist. The only unracist white people are in the grave, brothers and sisters. And we have to understand that. Joe Biden is no different than Donald Trump. Just separate sides of a coin. You flip it, you get heads, and you still got a quarter. If you flip it, you get tails, and you still got a quarter. You're still dealing with 25 cents, and you got to understand that. So we must unite with our brown brothers and sisters and give them a hand. We must allow them to give a chance to give us a hand, and we must give them a hand. And we must look to their growth and look to their advancement. And they must look to our growth and look to our advancement after we come out of this oppression that we're about to break free of. We must understand that any division between the red man, the black man, the brown man, and the yellow man was created by the same oppressor that oppresses us all. We have to understand that, brothers and sisters, that anytime you have a disagreement with a black man or red man, a yellow man, or a brown man, it's from the oppressor. The oppressor made this disagreement. It was the oppressor that had you against one another. It's the oppressor that is dividing us every which way we turn. It's the oppressor that divides us from coming together in unity. What is our goal? Our goal with the black, brown, yellow, and red man is to create a solid black front. Why do I say that? Any man of color must understand that you come from the black man. And if you're going to have a solid black front, you're going to need the black man to organize you for that. For nobody knows about oppression greater than the black man of this planet. And nobody definitely knows about oppression greater than the black man that's in America. For we grow up in oppression. And we are oppressed every moment of our lives. We are oppressed by the television. Oppressed by the one-eyed monster that catches us. And when I say the one-eyed monster, I mean the television camera that catches us and judges us and put these lies out before we even have a time to say anything against it. Before we even have a chance to say anything against it, brothers and sisters. And excuse me for talking because I'm so hearty right now. I'm so excited right now because I'm happy that the day has come for us to be delivered from this bondage. We're in bondage, brothers and sisters. This is colonialism. Americanism is racism. This is colonialism. But when we get free, we're not leaving here. Why, we've invested too much in America to leave. What are you talking about leave and go off to Africa? We can go to Africa to visit. That's our option. If we want to go over there and set up, that's our option. But we're not getting out of America. America is a nest egg that we've got. All the power that we brought to this country, all the technology that we brought to this country, all the produce that we brought to this country, and all the wealth that we brought to this country, why, you out of your mind if you're talking about leaving. We're not leaving America. We're here to stay. It's the white man that will leave America. And every other immigrant that will come that belongs to the white man and that is kindred to the white man, he will leave America. And you may not believe that right now, but soon you will see. You will see. Because not only is nature rising up, and not only is the black man rising up against the white man, but God is rising against the white man. And this coronavirus, they've been searching for where it come from all around, and they can't find out where it came from. They said that it came out of Wuhan, China. They try to blame the Chinese for bringing out coronavirus. Coronavirus is an act of God to wipe clean the slate of the evildoer and the oppressor that have oppressed you and I. Black man, brown man, yellow man, and red man of this planet. And God has come. God has allowed the wheat to grow with the tare. And God has come to reap the lives of these oppressors that have brought us so much pain, so much suffering, and have shedded so much blood down through the years. That this man is the only race of people that we know that have went around the planet and have literally destroyed and literally erased races of people, communities of people completely off the planet with his violence and his bloodshed. And even with this cannibalism, he has even feasted literally on the flesh on the flesh of these people, and not only that, on the flesh of our people, and have financially leased and eaten from the flesh of our people and the flesh of others that are oppressed. Only the white man around the planet, he knows nothing about life, only death. And it's strange that he would have a clinic for Planned Parenthood when the only answer in that clinic, which is nothing but an abortion clinic, is a clinic of death. So my brothers and sisters, we must have this understanding that we're all in danger. If you're oppressed, you're in danger of the white man. The white man is not your friend. He is not your friend. He's not going to leave you alone because you won't fight him. As a matter of fact, he's going to press harder on those who won't fight him. But the minute you find out, he finds out that you're going to fight him, and the minute you find out if you get a gun, he gives you a different perspective, while you'll be picking up guns, knives, and razors and ready to defend your life and the life of your family against this beast, one of the cruelest beasts this world has ever seen, that fight and kill you and I every day for no reason. What is our goal, brothers and sisters? What can we agree on? What do we agree on amid the revolution that we are a part of today? We want to be free. That's the agreement that we can give. That we want to be liberated. That's the agreement that we must understand that we want to give. This is what we must have. Liberation. We must have freedom. We must have justice. We must have equality. We must have Islam. We must have, on our own terms, we must have Christianity. On our terms, Christianity. One place that you can find this is in the Nation of Islam. Brothers and sisters, you should be joining every day of your life in the nation who has been teaching this message the entire time. And not only that, brothers and sisters, but you know that we're out there beside you. You know that we're beside you and with you. I hope you understand what I'm saying. In whatever you do and whatever stand that you take. Because we have always preached freedom. We have always preached justice. We have always preached liberation. We have always preached democracy. And we have always preached Islam as black Muslims on this planet. I said black Muslim, brothers and sisters, because it's the black man that suffers today. If you're a black Christian, you're black and you're suffering. If you're a black Confucian, you're black and you're suffering. If you're a black Buddhist, you're black and you're suffering. Anywhere the white man is, no matter what the race is, he is discriminating against you. He is racist against you, and he is oppressing you. I don't care what the religion is. I don't care what the job is. I want you to understand that the white man is right there breathing down your neck and putting weight on your shoulders, busting you in your head, busting you all upside your mouth and putting the gun to your head and taking your life. That's what you're dealing with. There's no turning back, brothers and sisters. That's the fourth point that I want to make. I don't care what you do. There's no turning back. There's no such thing as keeping the peace, because the man won't allow you to keep the peace. You watched the film with George Floyd. When this devil had his knee on his neck, the man is asking him to move his knee off his neck, and the man presses harder. He even shifts his weight, looking at the crowd, looking at those that were present, because he knew that you weren't ready to do anything. But the situation has changed now that you're ready to fight. The situation has changed now that you come armed and you're ready to go against the police. And many of them are quitting the police force because they know their jig is up. They know the jig is up, so they're quitting the police force. But that's not all, brothers and sisters. We still got to band ourselves and get ready for the bulk of the war. For we haven't even reached the middle of the war yet. And we're going to have to be willing to fight. And many of us are going to have to die in order to bring freedom. And if you're not ready to die, you better get ready to die, because that's the price of freedom. I say again, the price of freedom is death, brothers and sisters. And you and I have to get ready for that. And we have a rule that if a man is at peace with you, be at peace with him. But if a man assaults you and he come against you in war and he attacks you, then your only job is to send him to the cemetery. That's your job then. The man's coming to kill you. He's coming to take your life. Take his life. For brothers and sisters, it's better to read where you're taking his life. And you must understand that jail is not an option now. Because we won't allow him to take us to jail. We won't allow him to do anything to us. Which brings me to my fifth point. We have to, in this day, seriously consider. Seriously, in action, consider the day that we go to the prisons and begin to release political prisoners. That's right, brothers and sisters. We have political prisoners that are in prison that haven't done anything to get there other than speaking freedom, other than speaking peace, other than practicing democracy, other than defending their lives, other than talking self-defense. You have to understand that under a cruel, vicious mob, self-defense is your human right. You never go to the court system expecting the white man to give you justice. It's the white man in the court system that has the police out there. The police work for the court system. The police work for the white racists. The police work for the Ku Klux Klan. You'll never get any justice against the white man under this current regime. That's right, I said regime. Under the current court system, which is the regime, you will never get any justice under the legislation of this current nation, because that is the legislation that belongs to the regime of the white republic that runs this country. You have to understand that. So when you look at Donald Trump, you're looking at the average white American citizen. We must stand united. The wonderful speech that the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan gave was the most awesome and was the most historic and prolific speech I ever heard in my life. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan held nothing back, and there was no holes unbarred. And he let us know that God is on our side. But I'd like to take you back for a little bit. The Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan even told us prior to this speech. He said it to the world. He said it before the world, black people watching the interview. He said it to them. He said that if we will fight, we will win. He said we will fight, we will win. He told us that we wouldn't have to worry, that don't let the white man lie to you and tell you that nothing has been gained through violence. Everything the white man has got, he's gaining through violence. And you can go back and search that. Everything the white man's got, he's gaining through bloodshed. And you can go back and search that. And so the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that if we fight, we will win. And I know one thing, just like you know, brothers and sisters, God is with us. You don't have to be a Muslim to understand that. You don't have to be a black Muslim to understand that God is with us. You can be a black Christian. I know some of the most fearless black Christian revolutionaries I've ever met in my life. I know some of the most fearless black Christian preachers I've ever met in my life. And they know that God is with us. When we stand up and do the work of God and do the will of God, they know that God is with us. And it's God's will that every man be free. So history demands the liberation of the black man today. History demands the liberation of the black man globally. We got to understand that. And we're ready now. In the past, we had not been ready. We give them the chance for peace. During slavery, we knew that we didn't have a choice, so we fought. Black people overtook plantations. They took guns and shot their masters. They killed their masters. They burned the houses, burned down other plantations, attacked those plantations. And they were together as one group because they knew they were all in slavery. And at that time, they made sure that there was a division between the house Negro and the field Negro. Well, brothers and sisters, today the white man is killing the house Negro too. Today the white man is killing his black associate too. Today the white man is attacking his black associate too today. Or the one to think that they are the colleagues of this white beast. And so a unique thing is happening in our day. That they kept back out of the 60s, and when we got free out of slavery, they kept these things hush-hush. That black people are on the same accord today. Black people are seeing through one eye and seeing through one ear. Not only that, but globally the black man is seeing through one eye and hearing through one ear. And so we're ready today. And I'm glad, brothers and sisters, that we're ready to stand up for what is right and to do what is right in our world today, to free and liberate the black man of this planet and the black man of every nation of this planet globally. We must understand that we must not allow our oppressors to divide us, brothers and sisters. In order to do this, we must get rid of the myth that is in the creation of us. The myth that the white man has created for us. We must get rid of these myths. And I'm going to talk about it very quickly. And if you disagree, brothers and sisters, I ask you to pay careful attention to what I'm about to read to you. Pay careful attention to what I'm saying to you today. But I say it from the bottom of my heart. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And if you look through your own eyes and search your own heart, I believe that you'll come through the same conclusion. They brought division in the Civil Rights Advocacy Association. They brought division within the Civil Rights Association during the time of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And many of the individuals there. They brought division, brothers and sisters, to keep them divided on the one stand that they could make, and that's the stand of unity. That if they stood in unity, they would have strength. And when the white man saw this, he got in control of it and divided it. He'll tell you and I today the same thing that he told them back then when he kept Martin and Malcolm divided. He said that your cause is different. Brothers and sisters, there's no different cause. How is our cause different when you're suffering oppression and I'm suffering oppression? Well, you may have a better house, you may have a better car, you may have a better situation. Nonetheless, you're suffering the same oppression that I'm suffering every day. There's no difference, brothers and sisters. At the end of the day, whatever you do, if it's a threat to the white man, then he's looking to off you, or to kill you, or to keep you silent, or to get rid of you, or to put you in prison. There's no different. All of that, all of those are levels of death, brothers and sisters. And his ultimate desire is to kill you without consequence. And the only way that you will change these consequences is that you're willing to fight and willing to speak out and willing to stand on truth. My brothers and my sisters, he did it in the nation when he spoke divisively against the most honorable minister Malcolm X and the most honorable messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. The white man started that division. The white man did it, brothers and sisters, and got people that are protected. And Brother Malcolm got him out of his protection so that they could finish killing him. They divide so they can conquer. You got to understand that. I want you to understand before this successful action of division within the nation that it was one of the most powerful organizations in the world. And the white man sought to divide it. He couldn't destroy it, but he sought to divide it so that there could be no reconciliation. And the only way to do that was to kill Minister Malcolm. And many of the Muslims know that I'm telling the truth. The most honorable minister Louis Farrakhan has said so in his own lectures that Malcolm would have been welcomed back in. Malcolm was on a reckless course because he had gotten emotional, brothers and sisters. And I want you to understand that. But I want you to just think what would happen if the most honorable Elijah Muhammad had reconciled him, which that's what he wanted to do. Muhammad wanted to reconcile Malcolm and bring him back in. And it would be a teaching lesson, a teaching course. And Malcolm himself would be able to explain how crafty the white man is. But even with him trying to get back in, the division that had happened and the CIA agents that had already gotten in had divided and intercepted phone calls and intercepted letters to try to divide the nation. We don't have to go into it, brothers and sisters, because the white man feared the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and feared the work of the most Honorable Minister Dr. Khalid Muhammad. He tried the same division, brothers and sisters. He did the very same thing and sent our brother on a course, brothers and sisters, instead of reconciliation. So, brothers and sisters, this is a time for us to stand together. We appreciate the history of these difficulties in the Nation of Islam. We appreciate it because they are learning mechanisms, tools that we have learned so we can train you. That the most important thing in the world is to stay together. The most important thing in the world is to not air out dirty laundry. The most important thing in the world is not to allow the white man to divide you. The most important thing in the world is to stay united, brothers and sisters. Because you can do that. If you cast out all fear, you can stay united. If you cast out all arrogance, you can stay united. If you cast out all pride, you can stay united. If you cast out all lust of the eye and lust of the flesh and depravity of life, you can stay united. Because the whole purpose of your living and existence will be for black people. And that is the reason why the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has been so successful for so long. That is the reason why that they haven't been able to touch him. That is the reason why the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has become the voice of the nation, brothers and sisters, and I'm glad. You are revolutionary. Brothers and sisters, you got to come together and stay together. Now that we're united, you got to strengthen the unity. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, no matter what they use, stay united, brothers and sisters. If we have any traitors among us, any turncoats, or what have you, we'll deal with them ourselves. But we have something special for them as a group. We have something special for them as a group. Either we will convert them or we will deal with them. And that's all I'm going to say about that. My brothers and my sisters in the gangs, many of you have created moratoriums against one another. And we appreciate that you've decided to stop the violence against one another. Because you're all black. And I want you to understand that the white man has been using you and misusing you throughout history. But today there's a difference, brothers and sisters. The Crips and the Bloods have come to work together. They used to wear red and blue, but now they wear black. And there are other gangs now that have ceased and exist today that are willing to work and that are coming together at a fast rate. And brothers and sisters, we ask you to continue to come together until there's no animosity or no division between us at all. Because we'll never get anything divided, but in our unity, as you're seeing today, as we're united, we have nothing but strength and nothing but power against this white devil of this planet that have kept us down and kept us divided. And the reason he's kept us divided is that if he keep us divided, then he can always conquer us. And once we're united, we find out there are more of us than him. Once we're united, we find out that there's nothing that he can do against us. Once we're united, we find out that he can't even divide us. And he can't overcome us. And he can't even fight us once we're united. And so we must strengthen our unity. At the end of the day, we're all black, and our oppressor is the white man. We must understand that. We're fighting this beast every day of our lives. Through every area of our lives, we're fighting this beast. But the best way for us to fight him is a stronger, united black front. And I'm glad to say that that's happening today. And I'm glad to say that I'm happy to fight, stand, march, armed, on march against the oppressor and beside my brothers and sisters. There's no better feeling than standing out together in unity to finally cast out the devil that has been disrupting your garden. What garden is that? The garden that we're talking about is the garden of unity, the garden of independence, the garden of total and complete separation from this oppressive white man, the garden of equality, the garden of liberty, the garden of freedom. All that's one garden. All these are fruits in that one garden of peace amongst one another, brothers and sisters. And once we come out of this, we'll already know and have a history of who the white man is, the same as our ancestors had a history of who he is before they warned us to not trust this man. So now we have that knowledge today. And when we come out of this bondage, brothers and sisters, as a minister has reminded us, when we come out of this bondage, we'll come out with great substance. What kind of substance? Great substance. For we'll have knowledge of self, knowledge of agriculture, great knowledge of technology, great knowledge of professions such as doctors, lawyers, school teachers, businessmen, inventors, creators, great knowledge of labor instruction and labor control. Oh, we are great people, brothers and sisters. We are great people. We are great people and a godly people. And we will have peace that surpass all understanding. So we have groups that I'm thankful for that are out there on the front. And if I don't mention you, I mean every revolutionary person or every revolutionary group that we have on the front. I'm proud of you. Continue to fight. Stay united. And I'm out there fighting with you. I'm out there fighting with you in both camo and shirt and tie. There's not a day to go by that I'm not out there fighting with you, brothers and sisters. There's not a day to go by that I'm not trying to put out information before I get back on the battlefield. Because we must fight on all fronts today. I said we must fight on all fronts today to keep that united black front. So to the NFAC, the brothers in the NFAC is tough, brothers and sisters. To move with them is powerful. And I'm proud of these brothers. I'm proud of our brother, Grandmaster Jay. Proud of this brother for standing up and organizing and moving our people against the odds and against the enemy out there. I'm proud of the new Black Panther Party for standing up, moving against the enemy as they've done so many times before and are continuously moving. Brothers and sisters, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the Black Panther Party who set the path of revolution, my God, that have been working hard and moving against this devil, and now you got help, brothers and sisters. Now our eyes have become open against this beast as one people. I'm proud of you, brothers and sisters. I'm proud of the Nation of Islam, which I love. Just like I love all these organizations, for my brothers and sisters have kept a door open. The Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Most Honorable Minister Malcolm X, the Most Honorable Messenger we have, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Master Farad Muhammad and many others that have come. Brother Minister Silas Muhammad and many other brothers and sisters that have come from under the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and other black organizations that got their start there, other black Christian revolutionary organizations that have gotten their start. I'm proud that we're standing out today together as one people. As one people, standing together, speaking in one voice, hearing with one ear, and seeing with one eye who the oppressor is, what we must do. And there's not any one right or wrong answer, brothers and sisters. We need all of those answers. We need all of these leaders. We need all of these actions, these ideas to be in motion. My brothers and my sisters in the gangs, I'm proud of you, brothers and sisters. MS-13. These are our friends. We're not against MS-13. We understand what they're going through. We know who put the drugs in their hands. We know who runs the drug enforcement agency. We're not against you. We're with you, brothers. We're with you. You know that we're united with you as we've sat and talked in our circles. And we appreciate you. Brothers and sisters, you got a place to come. You got people who understand you. We welcome you, brothers and sisters, in the MS-13. We welcome the Latin Kings. We welcome all other organizations that are revolutionary, whether you know it or not. Whether you know it or not, you are revolutionary. You are under oppression. And you can jump in this fight against the oppressor who oppresses you, who put money and drugs in your hand and then arrest you and have you taking charges and eventually kill you and blame it on other organizations, which keeps you fighting against those organizations and not seeing the devil who is responsible for all of your trouble, all of your pain, and all of your grief. So brothers and sisters, if you don't remember anything that I've said to you today, just remember one thing, that we need to stay united. Our unity must strengthen every day. Our unity should bind us so strong that we should feel the pain and toothache of every brother and sister that's on that front line. And we understand that all of us are on the front line. There's no rows, there's no regiments in this that leave us behind, but we're all on the front line. And as our Honorable Minister Dr. Khalid Muhammad told us, you got to hold a line. You got to hold a line, brothers and sisters. You got to hold a line in this war. The great general said, hold the line. Stay united and don't be divided. That's what I have before you, brothers and sisters. That's a small piece of what I can offer, is that we must stay united. Because united we can stand continually. And you already know that divided we will fall. And we've been falling divided. But now we're standing and getting up united. And the more we unite against a common enemy, not just in America but globally, to those in Africa that's under the sound of my voice, if you're in South America under the sound of my voice, if you're in Canada under the sound of my voice, if you're in Israel under the sound of my voice, Puerto Rico under the sound of my voice, India under the sound of my voice, Saudi Arabia under the sound of my voice, China under the sound of my voice, Russia under the sound of my voice, no matter where you are, stand, brothers and sisters, and fight. For it's better to stand and fight than to die begging on your knees for this devil who has incarcerated you on these plantations, because that's what they are. The countries around the world put you on their plantations. Put you on plantations. And it's better to die free than to live as a slave. I'll take those odds. That if I fight, I have a chance to be free, truly free, than to stay in bondage and deal with the hell that I've been catching from the white devil in this planet, in this world, on this planet, and in this world. So my brothers and sisters, I love you. My brothers and my sisters, I'm with you, and you know me. You know me. And if you don't know me, now you know. I'm Minister Mauricelm-Lei. I stand with you. No matter where you are from, whatever walk of life, I stand with you. And I open the door for you to come and get understanding. But not only that, but I fight alongside of you in the war where you are. Many of you have marched with me in the past, and Mike Brown during that campaign, and during the Trayvon Martin campaign, and many other campaigns in Gina 6. When I was organizing under Miss Coretta King, many of you marched. I have not changed. My voice has been the same from that time to today. That unless we fight, physically go against this devil, we will never achieve freedom. And it's best to be a dead man from fighting than to be a dead man from begging on your knees, begging the one that put you in this situation to free you. Why would he free you, black man and black woman? Why would he free you? It's that devil that put you in this situation. Why would he give you reparation? It's that devil that put you in the situation that you're in. He don't desire to pay you for your troubles. He desires to kill you. If you want reparations, get a gun. If you want reparations, join one of the revolutionary armies that I name around the planet. If you want reparations, organize an army and join the United Black Front and get reparations and get freedom and go before the United Nations Charter, because all of those devils are in it together, and bring charges against America for their human rights violation. And we'll be meeting at the United Nations on September the 2nd, 2020. We'll be meeting in front of the United Nations with our paper in our hand and our charges against America for their human rights violations against the black man and black woman of this planet, especially in America. So my brothers and my sisters, I leave you as I greeted you in peace, and a peace that goes beyond all understanding. For when you're speaking what's on your heart and you're speaking what's in your mind, you're at peace. Peace that God gives you goes beyond all understanding. And whatever you decide to do at that point, we pray that it is in the correct path, in the right path that Allah keeps you on, and that he will give us protection. And all that we live, all that we have, all that we own belongs to Allah. For our time has come to fight. And when your individual time comes to fight for your life, when your individual day comes that you would fight for your life, fight as hard as you can, brothers and sisters, for the most precious thing that you got, And the only thing that you got worth fighting for is your life. When I say your life, I mean the life of other brothers and sisters. When you see a policeman coming against your brother and sister, don't just stand there taking pictures with your cameras, brothers and sisters. You should be armed to attack that police, to shoot that police for trying to kill your brothers and sisters or trying to incarcerate them falsely. You should be there armed to give him another perspective. And you might as well deal with him, because he's trying to kill you, then you kill him on the spot. Never go against a man without a cause. But if he come against your life, defend your life, brothers and sisters. Again, I say, never go against that man without a cause. But if he come for your life, defend your life, brothers and sisters, because that is your right. That is your God-given right. It's your human right. You'd be a fool not to defend your life. I leave you in peace, brothers and sisters. I know I've been saying it a while, but the truth is that good. I ask you to stay humble and seek God. Stay under protection. Stay armed and be ready for the war that we're involved in, this revolution that we're involved in. I love you. I mean that with all of my heart. And it doesn't matter. I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter. As a black person, I love you and have understanding for you. And if you're wrong, come in the nation so that we can get you right. Under the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, as taught by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and receive truth and guidance and clean yourself up so that you will be righteous, brothers and sisters, ready to go into this new world, righteous, not as a drug dealer or a thief or murderer, an adulterer or fornicator, because we don't need that. But we want you to be righteous, to come in right, and to stand for what's right and stand up for what's right. So that wherever you are, God will find you righteous to the best of your ability as you keep the laws of God, as you keep the teachings and the trainings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, teachings and trainings of a proper standing Christian, teachings and trainings of a proper standing whatever you are, so that you will be looked upon and found honorable. May Allah bless and keep you. I leave you in peace. I say in the Arabic tongue, Assalamu alaikum. And brothers and sisters, my desire, my prayer is that you can greet me and leave me in peace until we meet again. In the Arabic tongue, wa alaikum salam, which means peace unto you as well, brother.